Alrighty, today is the 11th of October 2021, and I'm starting a fire quest in Splinterlands. My goal is going to be to try and get this quest completed as quickly as possible, while trying to avoid losing long streaks of games. So, first game is no sneak, no snipe, only melee monsters. So let's see what team I can put together with only melee monsters. The speed is what I'm going to go for. Hey, Nesnan. Um, what I'm going to go for is actually no, we can go for Jotun. It's 99 mana. Let's just go all out. And given that it's only melee monsters, I want to throw everything possible in that's got reach. That can attack from the second line, or things like opportunity in particular, particularly because sneak is blocked from this particular game. So I'm gonna filter my abilities if the drop down works to display only creatures with opportunity, because opportunity plus blast is pretty good together. And then what I might end up doing is just putting a bit of an anchor in, sort of a second front line, should my initial front line get taken out in the upcoming combat. So hopefully we will see what happens. Game server seems to be having a couple of bits and pieces today in terms of increased latency and stuff, but hopefully that won't last. It'll let me get through my quest without too many dramas. It's been a while since I've had a fire quest, and fire isn't one of those splinters I tend to play all that much. Hey, Holy Grail, welcome to the stream. Alrighty, here we go. So my opponent is playing the Life Splinter. Let's see what they are throwing at me. So all of this sneak stuff is inconsequential. Piercing and the Inspire is going to be annoying, but that's okay. I don't really have armor on my team. What's going to be super duper annoying is getting through their front line in particular. Interestingly, I only have to attack their monsters in a linear fashion, owing to the fact that they've got no opportunity on their team. The annoying thing is going to be having to work through the armor of that shield bearer more than once. Although the trample worked out quite well for me there on Magna. Even when I've got no piercing on my team, it's been quite an effective way to approach this, and this is going to end well, this particular set of tramples. So Magnar's done their job there. So even though the enemy team had a really strong lineup there, it's just the blast is too overwhelming. Absolutely overwhelmed by Jotun. I'm interested that they didn't throw any heals in, because healing wasn't abolished from the rule set, so they could have done a little bit more there. I'm playing in Diamond for this daily quest, Diamond 1. So next battle is everyone starts poisoned, blast is inherent. My opponent has played Plateau Emberstorm and Earth Dudes that give +1 to ranged. I can never remember this guy's name. And he's played Milo Crowling as well, so still going to go fire for my daily quest, but I'm not going to play Jotun because there's no point. Blast is already in there. I'm going to play Pyre, and because Blast is an awesome, just inherent rule set, I like to spread the damage out across the team, but at the same time, because that poison is in there, I want to have something in my front line that can heal, as well as throwing a cleanse in. Now, Zara and Ifrit is really awesome for that because A, they've got a cleanse, and with Blast, their vampirism splashes, and they get extra health from the splash damage on their Blast as well. The other thing that works really well with that is Goblin Fire Mage because their Dispel also can splash onto other enemies. The other thing I want to do is try and counter any potential cleanse that the enemy team has got. So I'm putting in an Affliction here to stop their frontline monster from healing potentially. And then that leaves me with 4 mana. Because I'm playing Pyre and I want to get out of the gates first, I want to try and stun their front monster as quickly as I possibly can. So I'm throwing in Spark Pixies, and then my last slot, I'll just throw in a chicken. Actually, no, I'm not going to throw in a chicken because if they've got something like a gelatinous blob or something like that, it'll feed their scavenger and it'll make my life more difficult. So there are times where not playing the chicken is actually helpful. So let's see what happens with this next battle. They've played Plato Emberstorm again, so they've got +1 speed. My monsters will have less life. Now, it's a roll of the dice really here as to whether Spark Pixie gets in first or whether the Exploding Dwarf gets in first. That ruined my day. That extra speed, the extra attack, the Inspire, absolutely wrecked I was in that battle. That was brutal. That is certainly not the sort of thing you want to get out of bed for. Yeah, that was absolutely just, I got wrecked. And that's okay. Their their use of opportunity was exactly what I was going for as well, in a way. And it just carved through the weaklings on my team very well. Okay, so next battle here is Silent Summoners. Doesn't matter what summoners we pick, and no melee monsters are allowed. This is actually a tough rule set for Fire because they rely on they've got really good tanks, I feel. But hey, I can throw a lava launcher in the front. I'm going to do that. But the summoner doesn't matter, so there'll be no blasting today. Unless I play these other creatures. So what I might do is put... I was going to say I'll put the Naga Fire Wizard in the front because they've got Thorns and Shield, but that's not really going to make a difference because there's no melee allowed on the enemy team. So Lava Launcher is going to be my tank. Ifrit Elder I'm going to have right at the very rear. And who says you can't blast when there's no blast rule set? You definitely can. I'm just going to use the Fire Elemental to do that. But importantly, I'm going to use the Flamesmith to restore the armor of the Lava Launcher to try and use them as a longer term tank. And one of the cards I might use here as well, on account of... I'm not going to have enough mana to keep that one in the team, particularly if I want to have a balance between magical damage and other damage. Actually, trying to maximize my use of mana here, so looking at the creatures that I've got selected so far, it makes sense to put the Gargoyle Devil back into the team. And really the only thing I can sort of throw in, I'm debating whether or not I put Cornelius in just to be really annoying in my back line and mitigate any sneak, or alternatively put them in the second position to try and tank whatever damage comes my way. I'm going to do that. But we will see what happens, how badly I get destroyed this time, particularly if they play... so I was going to say if they played something with Earth or water, I'd be afraid. But their lineup seems to tackle a pretty similar strategy to what I'm going for here. Um, the most dangerous and annoying card on their team for me is the Soulstorm, particularly because it's got blind on it as sorry, headwinds. So it's going to annoy my ranged creatures here. Although everything in their team appears to be quite annoying now and seems to be shredding my team quite handsomely. Although that is now taken care of. It's taken a turn for the better now, which I'm pretty happy with, but the question's going to remain is the return fire and heal of the Cornelius that they've got in their backline going to wreck me solo? No. Good. Awesome. And that was me beating someone in Champion League, which I can normally just sneak into Champion League by the end of the season. Don't know about this season. It's gotten tougher as more players have come into the game. Some of these splinter bites are quite amusing. Does mana rhyme with banana or piranha? You decide. I say it rhymes with both. So I believe I've got 2 more wins to crank out for the daily quest, or maybe three. Three, I think. So Melee Mayhem, extra armor, it's fire and dragon allowed. Um, the strategy here is going to be blast them to oblivion with monsters that have piercing. So I'm going to be risky. I'm going to put Exploding Dwarf up the front. Follow it up with Serpent of the Flame. And now it's going to be all sorts of sneak and opportunity to try and spread out the damage across as many of the enemy monsters as possible, even though it's Melee Mayhem, so I can throw in as many melee creatures as I want. I'm gonna actually, that's a good idea. I'm gonna put Magnor at the back, so he'll attract all the enemy attacks. And if they bring along someone with Blast, Cerberus will be able to heal somewhat from that. And then let's have a look at what we've got left. Since the Melee Mayhem, I may as well throw in Hydra as well. So I've got a solid backline that's going to be attracting the attacks, essentially. It's just an issue of who I put, Cerberus or Hydra at the very back. I think I might have them around that order, because then Hydra's got thorns to further weaken them down if they try to go in through the back way. At least I don't have to worry about Milo Crowling in this particular setting. Now they've gone with the Kitty, so extra speed. They've gone with a pretty quick team as well. It's going to be an absolute horror show to try and hit their Spark Pixies in the rear, but hopefully, because I've got my Sandworm there, that will do some good. That camp, damn, that Retaliate missed off my Exploding Dwarf. That's what I was going for. That was going to be my I needed to get that attack off in the front line. It was a pretty risky play. Okay, so Triage is going to be really annoying on the Scale Doctor, but I think my Sandworm is going to be my savior here with any luck. If they can hit. That's going to be the biggest difficulty. Now, that's all over. There's no way I can win that. Next battle. Again, beaten by someone in Champion League, but there's no real difference in Champion League and Diamond League. You can play the same level cards. It's just all about the rankings and the ratings that make the difference there. So I still need 3 more wins, and I'm pretty sure my rating is lower than what it was when I started, which was exactly the same outcome as yesterday's quest. Reverse speed and another one with no sneak and snipe. So this is one I probably want to try and win. My opponent has a huge amount of power in their collection. They've got Llama, they've got Pyre, they've got Jotun. I don't see a Milo Crowling in there, so I'm going to try and go with just a steady on attack, throw out a living lava, and the goal is going to be to try and keep the living lava alive as long as possible. Now, given that this one is reverse speed, I'm opting for the slowest monsters, with the exception of something like Flamesmith, because I want to repair the living armor. It's all about keeping them alive. And then the question is, do I want the heal from the Beetle Queen to be in there? Is it going to be useful? Or do I actually want... I'm going to throw in Heatsmith on account of the fact that they've got armor. And risky proposition, I'm going to increase the speed of my monsters so I can get a second repair in by way of Flame Monkey. And then I'll throw a chicken in as a bit of a meat shield before they get to my other creatures. Given the other teams available here, I don't think fire was the best choice for this particular rule set. I was expecting the Stone Golem as their first creature. Although surprisingly, they didn't bring... there was no need for them to bring the princess that also has heal and triage. So that's okay. Would have been nice if I had something with return fire. And I probably should have brought that heal along with me. So managed to crack through the armor of their first creature, but it's just going to be too overwhelming. I don't have enough damage to get through them. As I did focus on how am I going to make my defense the best. And even trying to do that, it wasn't good enough for that particular scenario, which is fine. This happens very often in this game, so off I go again. Fire Splinter is definitely not my strongest Splinter. Did you just have an awesome battle? No. No, I just had a terrible, terrible battle. Sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit here. So reverse speed again with close range. So we definitely don't want to throw Pyre into the mix. It's probably too low mana for Jotun Zaku to come in. I want to say I'm going to go with Living Lava again, and I have, because I just clicked it. You know what? I'm going to do it with the healing this time. Actually, no, I'm not. What else has low speed? Let's go with the Halfling Alchemist. That way we're halving the damage that comes in towards our living lava. Actually, let's scrap the living lava and just put Lord Arianthus in. Alright, now I need significant damage to come into the team. So I'm going to throw in Fire Mage. And that's only 6 damage. 7, 8, 3, 5, 7. It's probably not going to be enough to take out an enemy tank. It's not silent summoners, but it is reverse speed. Otherwise, I'd be interested in putting Serpentine Spy in. This is a tough mana cap for fire to play. The alternative is I go and play Magnor, which takes me up to 13 mana. No, because then he didn't rage. It's a tough proposition, this one, for Fire Splinter. And I'm definitely not taking advantage of the fact that I'm playing Malric with no A, melee creatures, and B, reverse speed. But they've played Death. Doesn't work out so well for me. Count of -1 attack. Goblin Fireball, this guy. Not, that's Goblin Fireball, that guy. This guy here, Grenadier, is such a good card. That is not going to go well for me at all. They can just carve through my team like nobody's business. And that's all over because there's no way for me to be able to kill that. So, I never said I was good at this game. I'm almost back into Diamond 2. 3 more wins to do. Alright, Broken Arrows and Weak Magic. That's actually a pretty brutal combination. Right, this time I'm going to go for another All Melee special. With Magnor at the rear to soak up attacks. And I want to throw in as much opportunity and sneak as I can. Now the question is, do I drop? No, I want Magnor to control that rear part of the battlefield. So I'll throw in a Parasitic Growth. And this sneak creature here. I'm probably going to lose to Earth or Water in this rule set. Or potentially, I could even lose to a Plateau Emberstorm. In fact, I'd probably lose to Summoners, all of the Summoners in this game, in this rule set. Fire is not my strongest splinter. So they've come about with Earth. I always think of what I could have done the moment I see the enemy team. So I'm glad I brought some sneak along, and I'm glad that I've got the oh, awesome. That was a good series of retaliations there. Now the problem is going to be trying to overcome Kron, because Kron is going to get his last stand. I don't have enough damage in the system to take care of him before the Centauri Mage gets out of the picture. But I think I've got enough damage in the rest of my team to get through him. Yep, just. But otherwise he would have started going mental, as he tends to do. So I'll take that win. That was pretty good. The moment I saw their team, I just thought to myself, I should have brought Affliction with me. But it's pretty good. Alrighty. Here comes the next one. Now I only need 2 more battles to get done with this daily quest. So I only got time to get the daily quest done today. So Stampede, Little League. There goes my idea of playing Magnol to just take advantage of the Stampede all set. So let's go with Pyre and go with the Super Zoom Zoomies in terms of creatures as fast as we possibly can. So Spark Pixies. Cerberus is always such a good choice. I'm going to be sad in the modern format when he falls out of rotation, particularly without another replacement for him. But having said that, there's going to be a number of Splinters that are going to have cards that don't currently have replacements, but I'm sure that the Chaos Legion packs will have some nice frontline tanks in them. It's pretty slim pickings using just the Untamed and dice sets for such monsters. And what else can we throw in that would fit within our rule set here? The advantage is there's not a lot of creatures that have trample at 4 mana or less, so that can't be a strategy that the enemy is really going to use. I reckon I'm just going to go with a double stun. Try and crowd control the absolute bejesus out of them. And then again, throw the chicken in the middle to try and just extend the life of my backline creatures a little bit more. So they played ZSC Chan, 2 mana summoner from Beta Edition. They've got a fair bit of armor I'm going to have to get through here, as well as their sneak here is going to be frustrating to say the least. But as long as my Spark Pixies can keep dodging, I might have a good day in this battle. My Spark Pixies are done their dodging, so their sneak is going to absolutely rip through me now. Because I've got nowhere near enough speed to get through their dodges, because as much as Spark Pixies is a ridiculous creature when it comes to its speed and its dodge, it's still fairly brutal to fight. Oh, that Retaliate. Awesome. That Retaliate won me the game. Cool. One more battle. Getting this done a bit quicker than I thought I would. Almost half an hour gone. Really low mana, no armor, blast. All the splinters are allowed. So, again, speed. Speed is the most important part of this. I'm really tempted, and I'm going to do something super unorthodox. I'm going to put Spark Pixies in the front, even though they're a ranged attacker, on account of the fact that they've got that dodge in there. So I'm going to bank on not getting hit at all. And then basically I'm going to throw in a Serpentine Spy and a Goblin Fireballer. And I'll put a Furious Chicken in just in the rear. So my goal here is not get hit. The only thing that'll beat me here is a Milo Crowling or thorns or magic damage from the enemy team. My goal here is just to play something completely unorthodox, see if it just works. Or I could just be doing something really, really silly. So they've gone with Selenia Sky. So banking on ranged attacks. There's the magic, but it's sneak, so it's going to come in from the rear. So I've got at least 3 turns if those creatures miss. But given that the Grenadier has Snare, I think Snare always hits flying creatures. So I may not be in for a good time here. Yeah, Snare hit the flying creature. Goodbye to my team now. It was a completely unorthodox strategy, that one. So it is what it was. I didn't expect to win that. Mechanically, it could have won. But the Grenadier is such a good card, and I don't have one. I've got a lot of cards, but Grenadier is one of those ones that I do not have any of. I have 0 Grenadiers. They seem like a card that I probably should go pick up, but I don't even know how much they cost. But clearly their value is shown throughout these battles that I have nearly constantly lost when a Grenadier's been in there. It's taken a bit to find an opponent, just as I say that. So it's pretty damage heavy teams they've been playing. So I'm going to want to go with speed here again. And I'm going to want to bring Snare of my own, just because of the low damage here. So because Earthquake is in play, as well as everything having opportunity, this is definitely a game for the chicken to come into the play. Low mana. I just want to get in and attack before they do in every possible circumstance for this particular battle. And yeah, I know I don't have flying stuff in my team at this point. That's fine. I'm not banking on... It's either going to be win the game in the first round or click that skip battle button. Those are the 2 outcomes for me with the team that I've selected here. God damn Lord of Darkness. I've never seen Lord of Darkness attack and not stun. They are such a consistent monster when it comes to stunning. Although I have 2 stuns of my own, provided that they miss. And I only need to have them miss twice to win. 1 more time. No, 2 more times because they've got armor. There we go. Earthquake, Spark Pixies. That worked. I'm happy with that. It's pretty cheesy strategy. I would have picked different monsters had I played Death in there, but time to claim this daily reward. See what I get. And once I've got this squared away, it'll be goodbye from me for today, and I'll come back again tomorrow and do it all over again. I'm going to be lazy and hit the reveal all button, see what comes out. Nothing extraordinary. A couple of reward commons. What I'm more excited about, to be very honest, is the potions, so that I can open up my Chaos Legions when I purchase them. Um, with the bonuses, because I'm going to need a lot of potions in order to open up Chaos Legion, because I plan on buying about 1,000 Chaos Legion packs, and I will most likely be opening them live on stream when I accumulate enough potions. I've got about 260 potions, so we will see what happens. So thanks for joining me today on my stream, guys. Appreciate it. And I'll be back again tomorrow, hopefully around the same time, to do my daily quest tomorrow as we draw ever closer to the end of the season and closer to the release of the Chaos Legion booster packs, which is in just over a week's time. Ideally, that's actually going to be on my day off, the pre-sale event starting. So that will be nice to see the servers crash live, hopefully. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch everyone in my next stream and next video. Cheers. See yous.